to switch gears now and share with you some of the other research that's going on in the wearables space. We have posters and exhibits and welcome you to join us afterwards, and you'll get a preview of some of those right now. So first off is Ernesto from Fitabase.
I've got 1 minute. So who here has a Fitbit or has used one? Who here has used a Fitbit in a research study or has thought about it or in a healthcare setting? Great. So if you'd like to do that, Fitabase is the leading data management provider and platform for wearable devices. Primarily, we're focused right now on Fitbit. We've also launched a new integration with BodyTrace, which is a cellular connected body weight scale. Super great. And we're also looking at doing some more integrations. I'm looking at you, Cedric. So we'd love to talk. I'm going to be over there. I've got lots of stuff I can show you, lots of data I can show you. I can show you my own data if you want. So come on over and say hello.
Hi everyone, my name is Tim Althoff and I'm a PhD candidate in the computer science department at Stanford. I'm also part of the Mobilize Center at Stanford. My research and my background is around data science, and my research addresses how to use online social networks to help improve human health. And today I'm presenting a new study on how online social networks affect our exercise and our physical activity. So the question is, when you connect to your family and friends on Fitbit or whatever device or app you're using now, does it actually make any difference? Is there actually a causal effect of when you see other people's behavior? Is that actually changing your behavior? We did a study on about 6 million people and roughly 1 trillion steps. Come by the poster if you want to hear the answer, what's actually happening. Come by if you're interested in how these effects might vary across different kinds of people. We've also done some work on how competitions and other forms of gamification or Pokemon Go impact your activity. So please come by and if you're interested. Thank you.
So I'm Jim Ray from Georgia Tech. I'm the Deputy Director of the MD2K Center. So we're building an open source, freely available platform for collecting high-frequency mobile sensor data. And we have 2 main areas of focus. The first is real-time analytics. So we're addressing the scalability issues in detecting health behaviors in the field, predicting states of risk fast enough to close the loop and deliver a mobile intervention in the field environment. The second focus is on raw sensor data. We believe very strongly in the need to collect and store, ultimately share raw data to support validation and drive the ecosystem of open health research. So please come on my poster and talk about these issues and others, and I'll show you what we're doing. Thanks.
Hi everybody, my name is Matteo. I'm from Empatica. We build medical devices that look like consumer wearables, and the one that we are showing here is our latest product. It's called Embrace, and it is a medical device in Europe. It's still under FDA approval in the US, and its primary application today is for real-time seizure detection. So it's a life-saving application for issuing alerts of people that suffer from this chronic disease. And we do a lot of research with leading pharmaceutical companies, all the top hospitals and universities in the world on many other applications, in neurology mostly, but other fields. So if you want to know more, you're welcome to join at the poster area. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jessie Lynn Dunn. I'm a Mobilize postdoctoral fellow. I work in Mike Snyder's lab and with Scott Delp as well. And so Mike gave a pretty good overview of sort of the work that we're doing here with consumer wearable devices and how we can use the data for health-related purposes. On my poster, I'll elaborate a bit more on this illness detection that Mike mentioned, the Lyme disease case, as well as some other cases. So do come by my poster and get a bit more detail. Thanks.
Hi, I'm CK, representing Max Snyder Lab for Rehab Technologies and Outcomes Research at Shirley Lyon Ability Lab, formerly known as Rehab Institute of Chicago. Here in Chicago, we are dedicated in using wearable sensors exclusively for tracking patients' progress during recovery and also We wanted to see, in some cases, when they use some sort of assistive devices or any new technologies, we wanted to see how they're performing in the community. So we want to do some real-time community monitoring or mobility monitoring in the community. And of course, there are a lot of sensors that are quite well be able to do that, but when it comes to the disabled population, like stroke, spinal cord injury, Parkinson's, multiple sclerosis, namely anything, they are very different from healthy people like you and I. They have a lot of issues with their own movement signatures, so that's where we come in, creating custom algorithms that we could do this. And to know more, stop by my poster at Exhibit 8. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Monisha Prakash, CEO and co-founder of Lumo Body Tech. We are a motion science platform that focuses on biomechanics and movement quality. We've commercialized our technology through a couple of products. One is our Lumo Lift posture coach. I'm wearing it right now. It's this little square magnet. When you slouch, it vibrates to remind you to straighten up. We also have a running sensor. It serves as a real-time running coach that gives you feedback on your running form so that you can not only run faster and farther, but also prevent injury. And we're working on future applications of our motion science platform for movement disorders and fall prevention, fall detection, as well as physical therapy. So if any of that is of interest to you, please stop by our booth.
Hi, everyone. I'm Claire Meunier from mHealth. We have a connected population of patients, a dynamic technology platform that enables us to run studies, and pretty sophisticated machine learning and analytics capabilities that are generating data on health outcomes for patients. So we're sort of taking this Easter egg of all the different kinds of data types that we've talked about today, connecting them through a platform that was custom designed to run studies, so we can spin up studies very easily and connect both the data types in gray as well as the data types in blue to sort of bring together disparate data to gain a better understanding of lived experience with disease or digital health interventions. We also have a connected population of millions of people who we can tap into to recruit into these studies. So we've recruited studies up to 95,000 people, and the longest study has taken 5 months. The 95,000 one took 2 weeks, though. So I'm happy to talk to anyone who wants to chat about observing the lived experience of patients or interventional opportunities. Thanks.
I am Donna Sprout-Metz. I'm at USC as a professor in preventive medicine and psychology, and I'm presenting this study that we're doing called Monitoring and Modeling Family Eating Dynamics. And what it really is building a cyber-physical system to understand family eating dynamics within the family, so socially networked, real-time, interactions, reactions in the home. And what I'd like to leave you with is I think that we are all looking often underneath the streetlight for the answers because that's where the light is, and we're asking maybe the same questions again and again, when I think with the kind of data that we're getting now, with this kind of streaming data that we're getting at all sorts of levels, we can ask some new questions of that data. I hope that you can help me think outside the Tesseract. I think we need a transdisciplinary treasure hunt to look at this different kind of data that we're getting. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name's Hannah Gittleman. And I'm here with my colleague Lisa Lim on behalf of the Eureka Research Platform. We're an NIH-funded research infrastructure initiative, and we're based out of UCSF. We have a team of cardiologists and developers who are working on perfecting this infrastructure. Right now, what we're working on is a web and mobile-based research platform in which we can allow investigators to easily and efficiently run clinical research remotely, all with participants able to take part in studies from the comfort of their own home. Another goal that we have is to collect data in a de-identified fashion and then eventually share it in a broad way with other investigators in the community. So we definitely are looking for collaborations with other investigators, so stop by our table if you have any questions, and we'd love to talk to you. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Oliver Alami. I'm a vascular surgeon, and I treat a lot of what's called peripheral artery disease, and it's a disease, I'll tell you, that's designed for activity tracking and so on, because as you see in the image on the right, you get blockages in the arteries going to the muscles in the legs, and as the disease burden increases, you actually get pain every time you walk at a certain distance, and it happens every time. It doesn't matter if it's sunny or cloudy. It's very consistent, and as vascular surgeons, we treat a lot of these patients with stents, as you see, and the failure rates are extremely high, and we as clinicians are really bad at tracking these patients and often wait until they come to the ER and they fail. Our surveillance protocols aren't great. When they come to the office, we often just ask, well, how are you doing? Are you walking a block, 2 blocks? And you assume the patient's telling you the truth. So we started the VastTrack study, which is using simply the mobile phone. We're trying to be as passive as possible. Can we track these patients passively and pick up how they're doing? And we have a poster describing it more in the hallway next door. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dennis Wall. Autism is at once a public health crisis and an incredible beachhead opportunity to transform the way we understand the applications of wearables and mHealth in brain health in particular, and how we can use technologies like this to both increase the efficacy and reduce the cost. We're doing exactly this in my lab. We've built a machine learning system that works on home videos in minutes to change the diagnosis and detection of autism from something that takes hours to something that takes minutes. We've created a machine learning toolkit to augment the way we deliver social therapy, which is critical for kids with autism in the home settings, using augmented reality devices like Google Glasses. And we've created a system through this that enables us to continuously deliver a therapeutic intervention while capturing information on which we can operate to transform our models if necessary and to react to changes in the system as it's being used at home. We've developed a system as well using mobile technologies to capture an online active community of participants that represent actively engaged parents and participants in our research studies, and we can ask them continuously for information. I can tell you about that in our poster session, and we'll be there at number 16. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindia. I'm from Dr. David Camarillo's lab. And so head impact exposure in contact sports have been shown to be linked with concussions as well as long-term outcomes such as neurodegeneration. So in our lab, we've developed an instrumented mouthguard to measure head impact exposure in contact sports accurately, both in terms of kinematic accuracy as well as counting impacts accurately, such that we can start tracking the head impact exposure in these sports to correlate with any outcomes such as concussions or long-term changes. So if you're interested in this topic in the device, come by our poster and a little exhibit to learn a little more about how the mouthguard works, as well as maybe whack a dummy HUD to see how hard do you need to hit a HUD in order to get a concussion.
Hi there. I'm Chief Scientific Officer of mHealth. We're creators of the StepWatch Activity Monitor. This is a walking monitor that's unique in its ability to be incredibly accurate in even the most impaired patients. We are an FDA-listed Class II medical device and have traditionally been used in research, although we are gaining more clinical use applications. 2 years ago, we became reimbursable at the VA hospitals for use in veterans ambulating with a lower limb prosthesis. However, for this to expand, we need to become easier to use. So we have a prototype we'll be demoing today that has mobile connectivity and working to develop it to transmit to a HIPAA-compliant cloud. So we hope you'll come by our exhibit, Exhibit 18. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Natty Coleman. I'm a designer at Microsoft Research, specifically the Healthcare Next division, the AI research team. We're building a suite of tools that are in use by healthcare providers, as well as governments, and a number of research institutions. So we're building a suite of tools that are based on the Health Vault system, which is a HIPAA-compliant Microsoft Azure services, including a machine learning library that basically ingests data from a number of different sources, whether or not that's a wearable or clinical-grade devices, and it takes that data and spins it up, can spit out insights if that's necessary for a doctor to be able to kind of churn through data, as well as building a suite of tools for behavior change for chronic illnesses, as well as continuous care through remote monitoring. We're also building a set of tools for using cognitive services for like triage bots and a bunch of other uses for conversational interfaces. But yeah, we'll be demoing some of these scenarios here at our poster. Awesome, thanks.
So one of the great things about lightning talks is that you can begin to see real applications in a very short period of time. If you can take a diagnosis from hours to minutes, people are going to adopt that just because it's the value proposition is clear. So I wanted to do two things. First, to thank Ida and Joy for a great afternoon. And also to let you know this is the beginning of the scientific discussion about the posters that are just across the way here. It's what I call a lubricated poster session because it's an open bar. So things tend to get a little bit freer after the first half an hour. So I invite everybody to just walk across, enjoy snacks, enjoy drinks, and have great scientific discussion.